everyone, welcome to my second video. I've decided that I wanted to make this video be about the obvious differences between the UK and the US. I just want to preface this video by saying I am a little sick, which is why I might sound or look a little rough, but hopefully I get better. So the first difference between the US and the UK is phrasing. Like, obviously they speak English like we do, but there's a bunch of different words and phrases that are said differently. For example, I just said that I'm sick. The Brits would say that I'm ill. So I would be like, I'm ill, not I'm feeling sick. The second difference, which is specific to this time of year right now, is Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is an American holiday celebrated I think it's every third Thursday of November, or maybe every third Friday. No, it's every third Thursday of November, and then Black Friday is the day after. So it's not celebrated here in the UK. However, the past 2 years, I've still celebrated it. So today, my friends and I are cooking a Thanksgiving meal. So I will show you what types of things we are cooking now. So Emily's about to be here. Hello. She's here! So we're boiling the pasta for mac and cheese, carrots, honey roasted carrots, and then sweet potatoes that are going to be mashed sweet potatoes.
And if you look to your right, you see a snack.
Proper snack.
A sweaty snack.
Sweet potatoes are still in there. Pasta is done. And then, what is it, honey roasted carrots. Have Emily grating some cheese. Okay, so Emily's got candles for the centerpiece. All the food is ready except the mac and cheese, but once it's done, we'll have everything. Oh my gosh, you're gonna burn my hair! Update, super full. Okay, so I just came back from the grocery store, which reminded me of a couple other differences between the US and the UK. One of which is obvious, currency. In the US, we have American dollars, and in the UK, there's pounds. And so one US dollar would be like 1 pound here, except that they actually have a coin for the 1 pound, which is actually kind of pretty. It's like gold. And there's no coin for $1. Actually, I think there are $1 coins in the US, but they're not that common. Like, they're not popular. All the coins are actually a bit different. So like 1 penny is actually 1 pence, or it's just called 1 pence. And then there's 20p, which is 20 pence. So instead of like quarters, which is 25 cents in the US, it's 20 pence. And they're kind of like in this shape. And then there's 50 pence, so like 2 quarters would make 50 cents in the US, but then here it's just they have a coin for 50 pence. So 50 pence is like the big one, 1 pound is the gold one, and then a pence is obviously looks just like a penny. 20 pence is like this tiny one. And then they also have 10 pence, so like that would be a dime in the US, which is like really tiny, but then here 10 pence looks like this. And then the tiny one here is 5 pence. Which is a nickel in the US, and that's also bigger. So the coins are kind of different, which took me a while to get used to. And then also, I don't have any bills on me. In the UK, they look so much prettier. Like the 5 pound bill is blue, and the 10 pound bill is orange. And they're really pretty, and they just feel so much nicer than US dollars, which just feel like ugly and gross, and like they've been touched by a million people. Whereas here, like the quality of the paper is just like super nice. So the currency is obviously a big difference between the US and the UK, and I think I've come to find that things are more expensive in the UK. In addition to currency, like I just said, I came back from the grocery store. Another difference is in the UK, you have to pay for grocery bags. Every single grocery bag that you get, you'd have to pay for it, whereas in the US, you get free plastic bags, like unlimited, however many you want. I think it's a really good thing actually that the UK does this because it kind of makes them more eco-friendly. People don't waste as many plastic bags, and people will reuse bags. So in that regards, 1 point for the UK. Another difference, in the US, the bottom floor is always the first floor, but in the UK, it's always 0, which is super confusing. Okay, I'm back in the kitchen, and I remembered one of the most noticeable differences when I first moved here was the cereal. I am super big on eating cereal for breakfast, so I definitely noticed that the UK does not have Fruit Loops, which is it really sucks. But then, one day I walked into a store and found a knockoff version of Fruit Loops, which I had to purchase just to try. However, it doesn't have all the colors. It's just like yellow, purple, and pink. And it's kind of shit. Does not taste as good. Probably like a 3 out of 10 compared to the original type. But it's better than nothing. However, I survived more on Frosties, which is the equivalent to Frosted Flakes in the US. So cereal is a big difference. In the States, they just have way more options for cereals that are better. But really, it's just different options, and I think they're just sweeter, more sugary. Another final difference is words. Basically, they don't use the letter Z as much here. Words like organize or analyze, recognize, instead of spelling it with a Z, they would put an S in place of the Z. Other words like color or behavior, they would have a U in it, C-O-L-O-U-R. So whenever I write essays, I always have to go online to like this translate generator thing and just like copy and paste my whole essay, put it in the translate generator thing, and then make sure that everything is correct grammar-wise in terms of the UK. Speaking of Z, they don't even call the letter Z, they call it Z. That is the end for this video. Those are just the noticeable differences that I've come across while living here. Obviously, there's like a million more. I could do a whole video on just pronunciation differences, but I won't get into that. Let me know if you liked the video in the comments below, or if you want to see anything more like this, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, I'm gonna end my video the way I always do. Let me see, can I think of any more differences? Clothing sizes. I got it. Oh yeah! They drive on the left side of the road. And in the States, we drive on the right side of the road, and also the driver sits on the left side of the car, and the passenger seat is on the right side, which is just super confusing, but I have never driven here. And that's the end.